In 1910, Sonora Smart Dodd proposed a new holiday to the Spokane Ministerial Alliance. While many today associate the third Sunday of June with commercial greeting cards, its origin lies in a daughter's desire to honor her father's survival. Her father, William Jackson Smart, was a Civil War veteran. After his wife died during childbirth, he was left to raise their 6 children alone, a task he performed entirely as a single parent on a farm in Washington state. Dodd's local campaign eventually reached the national stage. In 1966, President Lyndon B. Johnson issued the first presidential proclamation designating the holiday, recognizing the quiet strength of fathers across the country. This history reveals that the day was established to acknowledge extreme personal sacrifice and the necessity of stable leadership within the home. Modern parenting often feels like a struggle against what comedian Bill Cosby called the first law of intergenerational perversity. It is the frustrating reality that children often seem biologically programmed to reject parental instruction and instinctively dislike whatever their parents find interesting. To counter this rebellion, we must look back toward ancient paths, a specific historical blueprint that provides a stable route for guiding the next generation. Navigating the gap between parent and child requires moving away from temporary trends and adopting a threefold calling centered on presence, identity, and legacy. This calling begins with an intentional physical and spiritual presence. It redefines provision, moving it beyond a paycheck and into the realm of shared time and attention. Children learn foundational habits like prayer and trust by watching their fathers model them. It is a watch me life, where the father's actions serve as the primary curriculum. In the parable of the prodigal son, the father demonstrates this through movement. He doesn't wait for his son to reach the door. He watches for him and runs to meet him while he is still a long way off. Compassion drives the father to physical action. He closes the distance and offers an embrace that speaks louder than any lecture on the son's mistakes. This type of presence proves that a father's commitment is visible and active, providing a security that words alone cannot establish. Beyond physical presence, a father must use his voice to establish his child's sense of self. A father's words carry a unique weight that can shape a child's internal security for a lifetime. While it is easy to provoke a child to anger through harshness, the calling requires the opposite, speaking life through consistent affirmation and security. We see this modeled in the biblical account of Jesus' baptism, where the heavens opened to provide a public declaration of belonging. The voice of the Father provided a clear affirmation: "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased." By speaking these types of blessings, a father acts as the architect of his child's identity, providing the confidence they need to face the world. The final aspect of this calling is the construction of a generational legacy. A father's faith and obedience serve as a long-term inheritance that shapes his descendants for decades. Gummadi Joseph lived this principle. When his parents died during his youth, he stepped in to raise his siblings, and later his own 4 children, demonstrating how one man's choices can stabilize an entire family line. Similarly, the foundation laid by Betaputi Krupanandam and his wife Alivalama shows how one faithful couple can influence a sprawling lineage. Their 6 children and many grandchildren eventually established institutions like the Faith School. One man's devotion grew into a wide-reaching network of family and service. A father's daily, unseen faithfulness provides the deep root system for family stability and a lasting spiritual heritage. This framework is built into the 10 Commandments, specifically the instruction to honor one's father and mother. This command is unique because it includes a specific promise that those who respect this structure will experience a long and high-quality life. While biological fathers are the primary focus of this day, the calling is not restricted by bloodlines. It extends to stepfathers, grandfathers, and spiritual mentors who step into these roles to provide the care and guidance a child needs to thrive. In doing so, these men reflect the agape love of a heavenly Father, a selfless, unconditional commitment to the well-being of others. By embracing this threefold blueprint, a man moves beyond current cultural trends to build a foundation that outlasts his own lifetime.